Opa! Welcome everybody to Stavvy's world. What's the number again? 900? No, 900's the ones where you have phone sex on.
904.
904 800 Stav. Damn, I'm bad at this. Sorry, I got the dentist. I don't know if you can you tell that this side of my face is kind of like.
Well, your mouth seems up.
Yeah.
You were doing like an Elvis.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something. I thought you had a stroke, and I didn't want to embarrass you.
I'm getting that fat where I'm just having strokes now. I'm doing the Rick Ross, having a stroke on a plane every time.
Yeah, you look a little like. Hey. So what happened?
Just fillings. I had some cavities, and they numbed me up.
Oh, wow.
So I'm trying to take care of myself.
Amazing that you go and get fillings and then do a podcast. If I get a filling, I shut it down for the day.
Not here at Stavvy's world. We're ready to go. We got to solve the people's problems, Joe.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, we're pros. What can I say? We're so happy. We're thrilled to have my buddy, one of my best friends, Joe List, in the building on the free episode.
Yeah.
As he made very clear he was expecting it to be this time. And he deserves it. He did. He helped out the company early on when we were just a struggling small business. One Greek man with a dream and his uneducated Albanian friend. And Joe, on the shoulders of giants like Joe, with the Patreon, we've been able to build up. Stavvy's World is doing very well now, and we're trying to pay it back and get our friend Joe a free episode.
Thank you. Yeah, you fucked me. By the way, I thought you texted me because I did, here's the scenario, you know, Sagalo and Phoenix podcast.
Yes.
And I just went on like a 4-minute rant about what a piece of shit you are. Because I was like, I did a show, he put me in the Patreon. I was like, this better not be a fucking Patreon. Don't Stavros me. And then I did it. And like
okay, motherfucker. All right, you want to talk about Patreons and who put who when? When I was struggling, you were like, come do Tuesdays with Stories. I was thrilled. One of my favorite podcasts. You found an email I sent you as an open micer. Thrill of my life. I think I was the first
we don't do
Patreon.
Guests.
On Tuesdays with Stories, and maybe 40 people listened to it.
And then you blew up after that. Look how well
5 years later.
You're doing better than us. Better than me, anyways. And that was different. We don't have guests. You have guests.
You could have put me on.
And we said you were going to have you on for the Patreon. We made it clear.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
It's stealthing. You know that term?
I don't know. Oh, well, you take
That's
the condom off?
You take a condom off.
That's what I did.
You stealthed me.
So a free episode is condom sex, but Patreon is getting raw dogged?
Yes.
I nutted inside you without your permission,
Yeah,
basically.
You're problematic. It's all right. It's whatever. I like you. But yeah, thank you. Thank you, world. Thanks to the 11 people that watched the last one.
No, we didn't.
People try to twist it. They go, well, that's because he thinks you'll bring people to the Patreon.
It was really just because I wanted a couple good episodes. Like, we didn't plan it out, and, you know. But...
Don't look at me. I'm just a producer.
Oh, now he's a producer. This guy's got real opinions that he'll never.
He's pointing at you and winking behind the screen. He's like,
well, let's solidify that this will be a free episode because this is a beautiful episode to be on. Stavvy's World. I'm happy to announce we're finally starting to sell out and just make a little money on this podcast. So you might have noticed these beautiful cans of the finest water, commercially available. Liquid death water. Check out my shirt. I'm looking beautiful. Hold on. My teeth hurt from the filling I had. Wow. I feel refreshed and ready to go. Thanks to the healing properties of liquid death. Actually, they don't have healing properties. I don't want to start with lying. It's just a beautiful water. This cool design that I've never ridiculed ever before. It's a badass water, brother. If you're recently sober and you don't want people to think you're a loser drinking water,
what?
You don't want them to think that. This is a camouflage can that makes it look like, hell yeah. And then they're like, wow, I respect him. And then they take a look and they're like, hey, maybe water's not gay after all, thanks to Liquid Death. It's beautiful. It's not beer. It's a thirst-quenching beverage called Liquid Death. You're going to love it. You're going to see it a lot more on this podcast. And our listeners get 20% off their first Liquid Death apparel purchase. This offer is available exclusively at liquiddeath.com/Stavvy, Stavvy. Exclusions may apply. That's liquiddeath.com/Stavvy. they'll get you a beautiful little T-shirt and let people know, yeah, I drink water. I drink water and I get my dick sucked. That's what this shirt will tell people. Don't you agree, Joe?
I do agree. And can I tell you something? You can ask my wife. You can look at the photos, check the podcast. I have a pair of Liquid Death sweatpants.
There you
and
go.
It's all I wear. I wear it all day.
I should have told you to bring them.
I know. My sister-in-law then got me more Liquid Death sweatpants for Christmas.
Look at this.
I'm like,
we didn't even plan this. The apparel is fucking awesome. And I got to say, this is a comfortable shirt, and the water's awesome. And they got, you'll hear a little bit more of it later. They got some nice flavors. I don't want to spoil too much, but there will be an extra advertisement in the middle of the podcast. So liquiddeath.com/Stavvy. Go get you some apparel, some water. You get 20% off your first purchase. So you could be like Joe List lounging around. I bet you've beat off in those sweatpants.
Of course. That's almost exclusively. We call them my LDPs, Liquid Death pants. I beat off. Awesome, it's got a nice stretchy waistband, so you can pull down hard as you're like, you know?
They got the kind of waistband you can pull your dick out, no problem.
Yeah.
Liquid Death. Yeah, Liquid Death sweatpants, folks. Be like Joe List. Beat off in a pair of Liquid Deaths and enjoy 20% off by going Stavvy. We might as well, and by the way, while we're doing some advertisements, some plugs up top, go see Joe, check out his YouTube, got a couple great specials on there, gonna release another one later this year. You want to be a part of it, folks. Isn't that right, Joey?
Yeah, coming soon. It's going to be called Enough for Everybody. It's a great special, shot at the Village Underground. There's one on there called This Year's Material. Go watch that. We just passed 2 million views. There's another one that just hit 9 million views.
Oh, look at this motherfucker.
Comedy Central. Subscribe to my YouTube and then go to comedianjoelist.com for dates. I'm coming to Providence. I'm coming to fucking, what do you call it? Portland Helium.
Hell yeah.
Dallas
great club.
Improv.
Those are awesome clubs.
Shit. Nashville Zanies.
Hell, those are fucking bangers.
Yeah.
Dude.
Helium
awesome.
Philly coming up.
Yeah. And we also realized we've never plugged a single road date on this podcast, which is a grave mistake. So I don't know why I haven't done that. But we just shot our special coming out later in the fall. I think you guys are going to really like it. I'm pumped for you to see it. But until then, I'm coming to London and Amsterdam in September before I go to my cousin's wedding in Greece. So I'm doing a little Euro tour. And then we got a lot of great stuff coming up in the fall. Go to stavvy.biz. We got fucking a huge show in New York at the Beacon Theater. We got Philadelphia. Coming through Cleveland. I really need you to buy tickets. That's the one market that's really not perking up. So Cleveland, I don't know what I've done to you in the past. I apologize for whatever it is. But buy some tickets. I'm coming through Ohio, Florida, all those places. Stavvy.biz. The boy's going on tour. Eldis will be there. Come say what's up to Eldis.
That's right.
He's much more accessible than I am at these shows.
Give me any drugs you want to give Stav.
Yeah. And exactly.
Tell me any creative projects you think Stav would be great in. Tell me about your podcast that you think Stav would be a great guest on.
Eldis, the Albanian filter Sula. That's what we call him, folks. So, come out and see us. And, we haven't quite figured out how to transition out of advertisements yet, but maybe a sip of Liquid Death will put me on the right path to starting a great, hilarious podcast.
You know, you and I were in Cleveland together one time with Bobby. You were with
That's
Bobby,
right.
and we went to Mama Santa's.
That's right.
I'm obsessed with Mama Santa's, great Italian restaurant.
place.
And then you guys went and got like Thai food beforehand. And it was like a big plan. Like I had planned this thing. I was like, you guys got to see it.
Yeah, you were talking up big time.
Yeah, and then you guys are like, we just went and had pad Thai. And then you're like, well, we'll do it. And then you guys ate. It was like a bang bang.
Yeah. It was a classic touring with Bobby moment for me.
Yeah.
I could see you were a little hurt because you were so big on Mama Santa's, and you were building up the meal quite a bit, but we were a little peckish beforehand.
Yes, you had a big lunch before the lunch.
But you got to say, we had plenty of Italian food.
Oh, yeah, you did.
It didn't stop us.
No, it was great.
Yeah, I remember that. That happened to me before when I went, the first time I ever opened for anyone outside of D.C. or Baltimore was when Bobby took me and our boy Chris Scopo on the road to Boston, and I ate so much food. I felt like it was like he was Denzel in Training Day, and I was fucking Ethan Hawke, but instead of angel dust, I was eating cannolis. He took me to went to the North End, have a big Italian lunch, the place him and Gary Goldman were waiters at, I believe. There was some restaurant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
We had that big ass lunch. We have cannolis at a place right around the corner. We get that Boston roast beef sandwich, the Kelly's
roast beef. I always like Mike's better.
with fried clam strips and a roast beef, and dude, it was like I was dying. It was fucking insane. I felt so bad. My stomach was killing me. I was just in pain, but I was like, wow, show business, baby. I was like, I'm really doing it. This is comedy. What a time. It was very fun. Smoked cigars, of course. Just doing everything. Like, my body was just in shock.
Yeah.
I was just hanging out with Bobby for 8 hours, but a beautiful time.
But look at him now.
Yeah.
Bobby's ripped.
I know.
Bobby's like fucking stacked now.
Yeah, he looks
He
awesome.
looks handsome. His skin is nice.
Yeah, he always had nice skin.
Yeah, I guess so. Great lips. Best lips in the biz. I'm
Great
looking at
lips.
yours. Yours are crooked right now, but decent.
Yeah, the bottom one's better than the top. I got a thin top lip.
Yeah.
My bottom one could suck a little dick. My bottom one will juggle a clit, no problem. We'll bobble it.
The majority of white men, if you look on TV, have zero upper lip. Like, look at like Tom Brokaw, Dan Rather. There hasn't been an upper lip on a newscaster since
That sucks.
1941.
That's honestly the one. It's so funny that the part of my body I'm self-conscious about is my upper lip.
Is that right?
Yeah, I wish it was
What?
fuller.
That's the one part? I can give you 10 more, quick.
I know.
Those ears are fucking whacked
Ears?
out. Your ears is like it's like they flatten out straight. It's like a stage.
What's wrong with this? Eldis, get a close-up on my ears. Okay, I never even
weird.
thought about my
Yeah.
ears.
It's attached.
Wow,
it's
I thought you were going to
flat,
go straight to fat, and I'm ready for that. But I wasn't ready for ears.
No. The fat is adorable. That's lovable. The hair is atrocious. The ears are garbage. The feet are wide.
Feet are too wide. I
Yeah.
got the Fred Flintstones for sure.
Just a mess. But
But yeah, I wish I had I honestly wish I had DSLs, dude. That would be awesome. I would get I guess first thing I do, obviously, a couple extra inches of penis. If I can't do that, I would get lips.
yeah.
Before like making myself not fat.
Well,
I think it'd be
everyone-
funny to have juicy lips.
Everyone's doing something now. Filler and what's the Botox? Everybody's getting Botox. They're getting the crow's feet taken out.
Men are
Everyone's-
doing this?
Men are doing this shit now
Really?
too. Yeah.
Huh.
I think maybe one or two. I don't know.
The guys you hook up with?
I made the what? Put it on the Patreon. Put it on the Patreon. I can't have this on YouTube. That was a secret.
You're getting sucked off by guys at a med spa. They're just doing a little Botox to themselves. That's cute, man.
My wife
Yes,
Sarah,
of
wonderful
course.
Sarah Talmadge. She pulled. I have an Equinox membership. I'm doing pretty well. I don't want
Hell
you to
yeah,
think, you know what I mean? And I steam a lot. I go to the steam room, and then Sarah pulled up an article from like whatever website and was like, it says Equinox men
that's
just fuck in the steam room all the
100%.
time. And I've never seen it, and I felt like, oh, am I just like a dork that's ruining all the
People
orgies?
are so mad when you come in.
Like
dude.
everyone's just like, whoa, hey, what's up, man? And I'm like, hey.
You've
all
never
right.
even seen like a guy like no one's ever kind of even looked at your dick or anything like that?
No, well, I had one. I went to the one. I have the membership across the board membership.
wow.
So
You are doing well.
National.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I can go in San Fran if I want to suck dicks there.
Interesting.
But-
That you would choose San Fran immediately.
I can go to the one in the Castro. I can go to the one in Chelsea, the Village. Hopefully they build one in Provincetown. I'll be able to go down there. But
yeah.
I was at the one in Union Square, just north of Union Square, and there was a guy. My lock, I got all fucked. I couldn't get in my lock. It doesn't matter. I couldn't get the locker open, and so I asked a guy, and he was twinkish, and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I never see you here. Are you new or anything like that?" And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt a vibe of like, "Oh, okay."
Feeling you out. Maybe
Yeah, I
you
got a
can suck
little.
your cock.
I got a little energy.
Because you have a nice penis, right? It's
That's
herpes
decent.
ridden, but it looks nice.
It's got herpes and a thumbprint on it from masturbating. Because I masturbated with my fingers and thumb with no lube for most of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's like a brown like thumbprint. And I told you when I went to the STD clinic when I first had herpes, it was like a Russian lady, and she was like, "What is this? Contusion from masturbation?" And I had to be like, yeah. It's a contusion from masturbation.
That's really interesting that it's like a groove on an old chair.
Yeah.
Like it's like just there's a patina on your penis.
Yeah, I mean, I'll show it to you after the pod or in the middle of it, whatever you want to do. But
Well, DeStefano did pull his balls out.
oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
On the Patreon.
Patreon? Christina's Patreon?
Yep. See? Equal opportunity around here.
Who the fuck's on the regular episodes?
Well, whoever. It's, we don't plan it out.
All right.
Yeah. What do you,
Very suspicious.
what's suspicious about it?
I just heard. That's all. We go back a ways.
You're on it now, motherfucker.
Yeah, you're goddamn right. This thing's straight to the top. 6 figures,
Easy.
First day.
Easy money, dude.
But yeah, so yeah, no one's ever tried to fuck me. But I think I exude straightness. You know,
I can see that.
Yeah, I think the outfit, the dressing.
Yeah, but you're naked in the sauna, right?
Yeah, but I don't know.
How
how
covered are you?
I got a
You put
wedding ring
towel?
on. Maybe.
I see.
That's something.
Still, I bet you there's plenty of guys with wedding rings on going for a quick suck off.
Yeah,
Clear
I guess
their
so.
minds.
I guess so. I'd suck someone off in a steam room. If it's steamy enough, you can't really see. I think if you can't see, it's just,
Okay,
oh, it's
so
a
you'd
pussy. You know?
It's a long pussy.
It's a big, long, hard pussy. The way I like.
just like Mama used to make.
Pussy has balls on it. But I don't know. Would you, a steamer, would you get a little weird? Would you hand job somebody?
I don't know that I would hand job someone, but I could easily be talked into getting jacked off.
Yeah.
Easily.
Nice, like a working man's mitt.
No,
you know,
I need
like
soft
callous,
hands.
like a callous construction hand. You know?
No, I need soft. I need very well moisturized hands.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, it's steamy in there. You know?
Yeah, you can't.
It's
really
kind of
see.
an otherworldly experience.
That's the thing,
Your
yeah.
breathing's off. You feel kind of lightheaded. It might feel kind of nice to bust a nut in that extreme temperature.
I think so, and then you're just so like, oh,
Yeah. Feels
thank
awesome.
you, Bill.
That's what I don't get about the happy ending in a massage. Shouldn't you get jacked off at the beginning? What makes you more comfortable
Great
and
point.
ready to get massaged than a free nut?
Great
Because
point.
you got to be thinking about it. You know what I mean? You got to be thinking about the ending. I'd rather have that part. I've never more relaxed than right after I beat off.
Yeah, nice happy beginning.
Happy beginning. Yeah.
Jerk me off and rub my shoulder blades. You fucking cunt. You okay, babe?
Amen, brother. Amen. Have you ever done that? Have you ever gone to a massage parlor?
I've never gotten the rub and tug thing. I've gone to a massage parlor in Astoria because I had like a sore shoulder or whatever. And then in my mind, I felt the awkwardness of like, is this a rub and tug thing? But I don't think it was.
That happened to me once where it was like somebody was like just too. It was a legit place, for, you know, had legit reviews, but the massage just wasn't that good, and the lady kept kind of climbing the table, and like kind of massaging one shoulder, but like kind of straddling the other, kind of putting her pussy on my other shoulder. But I had prepared myself mentally. I was like, well, I guess I'm getting jacked off,
right?
And it just didn't happen. So I was like, well, then what is this? Just like a kind of horny massage, but was there some code that I didn't know? You know?
It's hard to know, and then also you don't know what they're gonna look like either. So they could come in, it could look like your mother, and then you're like, oh, jeez, I don't want to hand job my mother again.
What is this, Christmas '98 all over again? Yeah. She forgot to get fucking Tickle Me Elmo, so she jacked me off to make up for it.
For all you young comics out there, just throw again on at the end of a sentence and you're aces, baby.
Don't give out all those secrets out for free.
The secret
Joe
sauce.
List teaches masterclass, comedy masterclass. Yeah, that's because I've had friends who definitely that was their thing for a while.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, sometimes they're ugly, and I'm like, well, then what's the point?
Yeah, you want something to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would love just a regular. Maybe I should just start beating off before massages and go to like real places, but just beat off right before.
That's not bad. Eldis will jerk you off.
I don't want Eldis to jerk me off. There's no way.
I do have soft hands.
You do have. You've never worked a day in your life.
A day of honest work in my life. I'm a desk lackey, baby.
That's true. Honestly, between the three of us, I probably would rather. I guess you.
Are you kidding?
Thank you.
Well, I got some calluses. I mean, I work out a little bit.
Yeah, they're pretty soft.
They're not bad. Yeah. I mean, I did some roofing work, but it was 20 years ago.
Yeah. Eldis never even did that. What's the most? Yeah, truly, out of all of us, I worked at a machine shop. I worked for my dad for a little bit. I worked at Sherwin-Williams, the paint store, for a while.
kidding.
You know, you've never even sort of done manual labor.
I mean,
Bagging groceries at Giant.
I exercised for 3 months at a time, twice in my life. So that I got a little.
That's what you're
calluses
saying?
off those. And yeah, I was the cart boy at Giant, so that was pretty physical. Like I would drench through my fucking polo shirt like every day this summer.
Right.
But
did you have any mentally handicapped coworkers at bagging
God,
groceries? You did?
Yeah. There was this like older black dude who was probably like late 30s, early 40s, but he was just a big drunk. He would like go off for hours at a time during like his 6-hour shifts. He had this Russian girlfriend who pulled up in like a convertible, also just really drunk. Sometimes my sister would pick me up. He would ask me, "What's up with your sister?" One time,
what was his job? He was a cart boy as well?
I don't even know.
I love that you're like, "Did you have any mentally handicapped?" You're like, "Well, we had one black guy." I'm like, what?
I know.
No,
I thought he was about to be.
I'm not saying it's anonymously, but just adding some color to the story here.
You're suspect.
He was like kind of retarded. Like, what are we talking
Yeah,
about?
I think he was
Drunk.
Touched.
He was very drunk. I'm not sure if he was homeless or not, but he was.
But he worked at
definitely
Giant.
Crazy. Yes, he worked at Giant. He got slaps on the wrist a few times while I worked there because he would go off and just disappear like during his shift.
That's awesome.
One time I was there on like a Sunday. It was his day off, and he wasn't even working. He looked like Richard Pryor from Brewster's Millions. What was that one? He's just dressed in like a baseball cap and some off-brand jersey and shit.
He had a jersey on.
some baseball jersey or something, and just some jeans.
To work at the grocery store?
No, this is day off.
Oh, his day off. Wow.
But he was like, "Hey, give me a couple of the the clear trash bags that we kept outside and shit." And we had like these piles of mulch. Some like old lady like pulled up with her car. And he was like, "Here, help me out with these." And he was like taking these bags of mulch, because it was like the last of the pile that had some holes in it. He like made a black market deal on this mulch and just sold them to this lady for like $20. And gave her like 10 big ass bags of mulch for free. And I was like, I knew what was going on, but I was like, okay, sure.
Come on,
whatever.
no snitching. Respect, dude.
It was awesome.
A street hustler.
I think his name was Ricky.
Shout out to Ricky.
Ricky.
Never a good Ricky. Whether white or black, they're weird always.
Well, Ricky Henderson.
True. He was cool.
One of the greats.
Yeah. I think personally, like a Rick.
Ricky Velez.
I guess I'd like Ricky too, yeah. You got me there. The last time, because we had Dave Temple on, and he had a weird stepfather named Ricky.
Yeah.
Who just kind of fucked his mom and didn't do much around the house.
No, I do agree that Ricky's not a great,
It's a
great name.
It's a not, if you had, I don't know, Ricky's aren't probably, I'd love the statistics on who's a father that sticks around. And I bet you Ricky's a name of like deadbeat fathers more than like Bob or like Joe, for example.
Yeah, I can see that. Ricky.
Yeah. You ever have any mentally challenged coworkers?
That's a good question. Not real. I mean, there's comedians that are a little off for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, not really. Boy, I'm thinking. I mean, I haven't had a job in a long time.
Yeah. The roofer, we had.
I did a little roofing. I worked at FYE, Record Town, CD
Hell
place.
yeah.
And then I bartended. I was a young bartender. I was an underage bartender at a cop bar. You would have loved it. I know you love the cops.
Yes. We talked about this last time. Yes, that's right.
That was,
right.
oh, did we?
We did.
I don't even remember. I blacked it out. I would have watched it, but I can't afford to. I can't afford to review it. And, but, yeah, I did that. And then I did some framework for my girlfriend's uncle.
Nice.
And then I quit the job by saying my grandfather died, so I couldn't come into work that day. And then I just never went back. And she lived upstairs in his bit, like he owned the apartment. And I would just have to walk by his house and be like, grandpa, you know.
That's what's really affected me. For months, I can't get over my grandpa
Got me all
dying.
fucked up. But yeah, I did a bunch of work.
Yeah, quitting feels awesome.
Oh,
Quitting
yeah.
a shitty job feels so fucking good.
I worked at Filene's also, the department store.
Okay, wow.
And one time, this is the best, I pulled into work, like the parking lot, and got out with my tie and name tag. And I just did like I can't. And I got back in the car and left. And I was telling my buddy, I was like, he's like, you did all the hardest part. Like the hardest part of working is waking up, putting on the tie, and driving there.
Yeah.
And
doing
I just
the
was
shitty
like,
job.
I'm not going in there.
Yeah. Respect though, dude.
Yeah.
And you never went back to Filene's?
No.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I loved quitting Blockbuster. I loved quitting my my job as a paralegal. Well, I got fired from that.
Paralegal?
I was a paralegal.
Wow.
I got fired because I just didn't do any work for, 6 months.
Right.
That was pretty fun. But Yeah, I guess I got fired one time from I worked the front desk at the leasing office at my college. They had like college on campus like better apartments for seniors and shit like that. And then we had a leasing office, and I was supposed to work the Super Bowl, and I just didn't. I was like, oh my. I'm not working on the Super Bowl. And I lived next door to the fucking thing. So I was just like looking at people like knocking on the door, and I was like, I'm not doing it. And then I just went into work, and I was like, and my boss was mad at me, but I guess he had assumed I forgot. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a man, and I'm going to admit. I was like, I got to be honest, man. It was the Super Bowl, and I just kind of wanted to watch it. And he was like, oh. And it went from like forgiveness to being like, I assumed it just slipped your mind, but you made a conscious decision to not come in. And then he made me he was like, why don't you quit? He was like, he typed up a resignation letter for me.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, just sign this. I don't want to have to fire you. We like you. Because that's the thing. I don't know if you felt this way. When you were like at those shitty jobs, you were so entertaining because you had no outlet for... You were the clown in the office because you wanted people to like you without, before stand-up popped off or anything like that. So they all loved me, and then they were just like, just sign this.
Yeah, I don't think I was as fun. I was like introverted and shut down because I hated it. I was a bartender, and I was like 19 and gay, and then like gay. Everybody was everyone was like cops, like get out of the round, and I was like, okay,
yes, sir.
Yeah, so I wasn't having a great time.
And drunk, you were drunk as hell probably at that part of your life, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you had all those jobs?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a fucking mess.
Going to Filene's just shithoused?
I worked at Sears, and I drank. And I tried to do this as a bit for a while. I would, like, smoke weed and drink. And I remember telling people, and they'd be like, wow, I want that job. And I'm like, well, I'm not allowed to smoke and drink. Like, you can smoke and drink at any job. It's not like Sears is like, get all fucked up. Don't worry about it. I was like, I'm just a piece of shit.
I'm just a bad employee at a horrible job. Like, if you want a job where there is no stakes, right? And it doesn't pay well, so they're like, who cares?
Yeah.
It's not like they didn't also know you were drunk. They're just like,
Well, my cousin was the boss, but I was great. I did loss prevention. I caught shoplifters at Sears. Wow. I was a badass. I was really good at it. You know why? Because I judge people based on look. Anyway, that's who I am. This is
where your love of the police started.
Yeah,
you were a Sears cop.
Oh, yeah, I loved it. I fucking loved it. I would call the cops all the time. Like, we got two 14-year-olds. They look pretty poor. I'm like, we got two
Let's start a
underprivileged kids.
record. Yeah, they're stealing school supplies. Come out here with your nightsticks out.
Stop it. School supplies. They were stealing earrings. I'm like, we got two underprivileged kids stealing Jabot jeans. Get down here. They want to look stylish so they don't get beat up by the other kids. Let's get them in the slammer. Put them in the clink where they belong. No, I loved it. I fucking loved it. I'd chase them for days. I'd get them. I'd kick their feet out so they land on the sidewalk. You need law and order.
Fuck Sears. You were getting drunk and high. What about that law and order, you fucking piece of shit? You were bringing illegal drugs into Sears.
Yeah, that's right. Busting bad guys, baby.
Whatever it takes to do the job. You can't do that sober.
And look how the country's doing now without its giant corporations. We're losing corporations and we're going downhill.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem we're facing. We need more corporate takeovers of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
But no, it was great. I loved that job. It was fun. And then we'd catch employees stealing cash. Throw them under their ass.
Okay. You never stole from Sears?
No, I never stole. Wow. I was a good boy.
Yeah,
but I could have. I know how to steal.
Yeah.
From working there now, I know all that. This is how, if you guys want to rob a store.
Yes, let's do it.
You need get it.
Give back to the thieving community.
Yeah, get a team. First of all, the least amount of time in the store is best. So grab and go, which people do a lot. I guess they've been hitting, what do you call it? Chanel or whatever the fuck it is. Whatever
those luxury brands.
Gucci's. But you also, I think the best way is to create a diversion. What you want is some young kids working for you, some teens or whatever, who are being really suspicious. So then you get everyone looking that way. Then you pull up, run in, just grab a rack of something and get out.
Really?
And there's nothing you can do. Once you're in and out,
be completely conspicuous. You don't have to be inconspicuous. Just
Well, if you create the diversion,
Okay.
that's big. So
All
just in and out is the best way. The longer you're in there, the more likely we're going to find you.
interesting.
Especially if you look suspicious, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, the Sears like who to bust, suspicious things to look for, and it's just like a middle-aged black man with like a tie and a mustache, just like a principal.
He's holding his daughter's hand. Like I said, I don't know about this. No, our big thing was if they had a bag from a different store. That was a store that's not in the mall. You're like, there's a DSW. We don't have a DSW. Heads up.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, I see.
And by the way, most of our crew was black, just for so people weren't like wait a minute.
I think you should steal from department stores. I'm on the record. It's fun.
All right.
Fuck them.
Don't do it in my department store. That's all I'm saying.
Don't do it. Do not do it with a drunk with something to prove. Work in the fucking loss prevention aisle.
You want to know the best? No, you'll love this.
Yeah.
So when we did, they were called internals, like people that work there, employees, and it would usually be young teenagers. We did a thing. This was really fun. So, the boss would be in there interrogating them, being like, how long you been stealing, admit it. And then in the middle of it, I was the guy. I would get up and leave and then come back in with like a manila folder with like discs in it and papers and just throw it on the table. But it was just bullshit. There's nothing on it.
You fucking cocksuckers were doing fucking like it was like fantasy camp being a cop. You guys would watch fucking Law and Order get fucking jacked up.
It was great. I'd throw them across, so it kind of spilled out. You would just see DVDs and papers. Be like, what do you think about this? And the kid's like, oh, I don't know. But it was a great way to get them to admit to way more shit. Shit they probably didn't even do.
Good God, we're fucked.
I did just do a show recently, a benefit for firemen. I really, the civil servants, these are the people I care about. The way the Democrats used to.
Right.
But
firefighters, some of the most liberal people we have. We had Rachel on here. It was hilarious just talking about how they're all big crypto guys. They're all, moving to Long Island. Anyway.
But I did a show, a benefit for my uncle's fire department, and a guy came up and was like...
I did that benefit back in the day.
Yeah, you did it with Tim Dillon. How crazy is that?
That was a crazy show.
Yeah.
Me, you, Tim,
That was fun. And then we did a naked shoot at the firehouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
And on your family's pool table.
Yes. Yeah, that was a memorable one. And, but yeah, there was a kid that came up and he's like, hey, you guys busted me for shoplifting a long time ago. And he's like, it really helped me. Because my cousin would make them write out an essay, the teenagers, about why they shouldn't steal. And he's like, I had to write an essay. And he's like, but it actually really was beneficial.
Did you call the cops on him or just make him write the essay?
No. We never called the cops on teenagers.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nice, okay.
Just, what do you call it? Felonies over 250, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
And even then, the cops did not give a fuck. They're like, we don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's funny when people will chase after, because it's like you're not legally protected when you do that, and it's like it's not your money. It's like it's one thing to like stop them at the door, but when like you saw those people that were like some guy who was in loss prevention like killed someone who stole.
What?
Yeah, and they were just like
Hero.
It's like yeah, Joe's gonna go patrol outside of a Target with an AR-15 just to make sure. But yeah, and it's just fucking wild. But that's good. You set that boy's life straight, man. That's nice.
Yeah, that was all me, baby.
Yeah. I still steal from time to time. Just wow, I don't know.
You're very successful.
I know, but it's from a big. I never steal from a mom and pop, but like if it's like I stole a Baltimore Ravens hat because I just put it on. I was like, I look like a guy who would have a Ravens hat on. I bought $150 worth of shit, but I was like, I'm just gonna treat myself to stealing this hat.
Wow.
I just felt just to get the blood flowing a little bit.
Yeah, that's
remember shoplifting from that Target in college? That was always a fun one. Across the street from
that was really fun. Yeah.
Freshman year.
We stole a lot of condoms we never used from that Target. We stole just losers stealing ping pong balls to play fucking beer pong.
Yeah, we stole
condoms
some shot glasses one day.
I used once. Once I got a girlfriend. Like we would be like, dude, we're getting pussy. We're getting shot. We're stealing shot glasses. We're stealing balls. we ended up just fucking eating Chinese food and watching like YouTube videos.
Yeah, like
watching
playing ping pong on the first floor.
playing ping pong. Yeah, we bought them to like have parties, and we just ended up playing actual ping pong.
Wow.
Sober, getting no pussy whatsoever. Actually, we were probably high. We were
Yeah.
probably high as shit, actually. But
I'm learning a lot about you and the city of Baltimore that I already suspected. Just a bad place. Just pumping out bad seeds.
Steal from big companies. It doesn't matter. They're insured.
No, I'll steal occasionally from like Hudson News at the airport because it's,
Yeah, the
it's so
airports.
outrageous.
The airport you got to steal from.
But people yell at me that I'm a bad person because like the rents are so high there, whatever. But sometimes it's like you take a magazine or something just to balance out how outrageously expensive it is.
Yeah, if I'm buying a pack of water for $9,
Yeah,
I'm stealing M&Ms.
yeah, I think
know what
that's
I mean?
okay.
It averages out to what it should cost. If airports cost what a regular bodega costs, I wouldn't steal. But they got us by the fucking nuts. I think Portland and one other city, they're like, we made it so that legally you can't jack up your prices in the airport.
Well, Portland has no problems. They're just a perfect town. I'm sure you fucking love it.
I just went. I had a great time. It was pretty
Yeah,
nice.
you took lifts from one door to the next. 'cause you
I
can't
walked
walk.
around. They might have just swept the encampments, but while we were there, it was nice. You know, it is. Dude. They got. That's like they got people just camping out on like the sides of the highway, like the
yeah.
green, like it's almost like how did you even get there? Some guy got a shopping cart like in the median. Like it's like how the fuck did you even fucking get there?
A sliver of grass and like a
Yeah.
like 6 cumulative.
They're making
lanes
like
of
IKEA
highway.
furniture in between highways. They're putting a fucking dresser in there. It's fucking hilarious.
That's wild. It's like a game of Frogger. They just have like a bureau.
Oh fuck! But hey, good town. I've said it before. Great town to be a fat guy.
Oh yeah.
Portland. Great food, and it's a town full of daddy issues. Because no one who moves to a place like Portland like loves their family.
Yeah. I
So if
suppose
you're a big fat charming guy, that's like it's like if you had a fat father whose approval you want on subconscious level, I'm your guy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, and it's great strip clubs. We got a ton of strip clubs.
You know the story of Soder and I, the day of the Women's March? Did I say that story?
Yeah, I remember this story.
Yeah,
but
we
it's
were
awesome.
we were gonna go to the titty bar because we were both in. I was open for Louis, and then he was at Helium, and I was like, "What?" It was like we're gonna get breakfast at the titty bar, and then we
yeah.
woke up, and it was like the Women's March, and the whole world. It was like 2 billion women marching, and I called Soder. I'm like, I feel kind of guilty, like going. And he's like, me too. I was thinking the same thing. And he's
Yeah.
like, all right. So then we went and like walked around. We saw the march. We went to the march, and we were like, all right, women.
Yeah.
And then I realized, I'm like, we would have been better off going and giving working women
You
money.
would have been directly supporting
Yes.
working women.
Instead of just handing our money to women that were working, we just like stood and watched a bunch of women. We're like, woo!
Yeah, we're on your team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we should have gone to that titty bar.
You should have.
Yeah,
You can
fucked
go
up.
back.
I'm going to be back. I'm there in August. Whatever the
August.
second weekend in
Go to the
August.
which titty-
Portland Helium.
That's right.
I'll go
That's
check out some tits.
second week of no, I won't.
Whatever
be there.
that is. August 10th to the 12th, I think it is.
I think I might go back to Portland because I just love the city, and also I just love hiking, like the Pacific Northwest, like the forests and shit.
Yeah.
There's something so like you're just like, God, this is awesome. You're just lost there, no phone. All you see is green shit. I might go because I'm doing the Fully Loaded tour, and it ends in. I'm doing a weekend, and it ends in Washington, the Gorge, and I might just.
Oh, wow.
I might just stick in the Pacific Northwest for a week and just. But I think it's gonna be later than when you're there. It would have been great to
Hell yeah.
go to Portland together, but
I would love that.
some
yeah.
other time.
I would love sprinting from one place to the other in a shithole city with you. But the woods are great, yeah.
The ones that-
Pacific Northwest is awesome.
I love a nice hike. I've become a real hike guy.
Wow, I'm a hike. We should hike together.
should hike,
Let's
yeah.
hike. You know me. I'm a crazy hike
I'll be
guy.
in New York, July and August. Half of July and August.
All right, let's hike.
We got to hike, baby.
Take a hike.
Where do you hike, Joe?
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't call me out on my clearly not hiking
Eldis
that
has never
often.
asked a question in the like a direct
I'm like-
question in the history of the podcast.
I guess I meant, do you like go like north or
Yeah,
what?
we'll go north, south. I'll go west
He
sometimes.
hits the trail.
east.
Yeah, he'll go east, dude.
Whatever
This
you talking
guy.
about. We did the ramble.
Get
in
your
Central Park.
compass out. This fucking guy's going any direction the compass says.
Yeah. We hiked up Astoria Park the other day. No, I mean, around here, like Bear Mountain or whatever, but I go on like trips. We went to, Sarah and I went to, what do you call it? Shenandoah National Park.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Recently in Virginia, we did a weekend there. That was awesome. And then Pacific Northwest. My best friend lives out in Gig Harbor,
that's right,
so I'm always out there hiking. And then we went to Wales. We did a full 10-day hiking trip there. I hiked the Salcantay Trail in Peru.
Nice.
So yeah, I've hiked. Nice try. Nice try, buddy.
Wasn't a gotcha.
I hiked Shelter Island. I hiked. I go up to all
dude.
over Massachusetts, Maine.
The man does it all.
Yeah, you name it. I'm hiking, baby.
I love it, dude. And can we talk about this? I found out about it on Instagram, but you're gonna be a father, bro.
Yeah, I'm very
How
scared.
you feeling?
I'm terrified. Yeah, hopefully it'll be all right. I mean, now that I'm on the regular episode. Yeah, I've been Funkle Joe for years.
Yeah.
And we tried to have a baby. A couple died on the vine, but this one's really sticking in there.
I love it, dude.
And it's scary. Yeah, like Halloween time.
Halloween time, dude.
Fucking dad.
Fuck, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I was an IVF baby too, so you might have a beautiful specimen like this to look forward
I love
to.
it. I hope the ears come out better, but you gotta hang with the kid. When you hang with the kid, you'd be a good uncle.
Of course,
Uncle
dude.
Stavros.
You have no idea how pumped I am for that.
Really?
But yeah, dude, I can't wait. My friends, like, it is funny to grow. Like, I feel like all my friends, comedians or not, are all stunted, and it's taking too long for us all to like have families and kids and shit.
Yeah, I'm 59.
Yeah. But like the first kid in my like orbit, my friend she used to live in this room actually. She just had a kid, and it's incredible. It's so fun to just be around. But nobody else in my like life has had like relatives in Greece, but I don't see those kids.
Right.
And then it's like she's the first one, and then one of my brothers will probably have a kid soon, but I'm pumped you're having a fucking kid.
Oh,
It's
thanks,
awesome.
buddy. Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to buy it a little tracksuit.
Yeah, please.
You know what I mean?
Buy it everything, because I don't have any money, but buy it meals would be great. I'm applying at Sears all over America.
I can't wait for you to become a crooked loss prevention officer to put food on the table.
Yeah.
That's a fun drama.
That's not bad.
Yeah, dude.
Because they don't suspect you when you're ahead of the loss prevention.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's exciting. I'm nervous and excited, and I think it'll be good.
It'll be fucking awesome.
I'll get some jokes, hopefully.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
I'm gonna really love them. I'm gonna
thing.
love them up. You know, my parents, they're not always affectionate. They haven't really said congrats or we're excited or you're gonna be great. None of that shit. None of that bullshit,
Well,
baby.
congrats. I love you. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be a great dad.
I was talking to my therapist. I'm like, Luke Monis had a much better reaction than my parents. He was like, "Oh my God, amazing! He'll be a great father." And I was like, "Wow, that was really good."
You start crying. You start tearing up.
If I hung out twice.
Yeah, just a comic who's kind of nice.
Yeah.
said you're gonna be an awesome dad.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. You don't know what you need or want from family until the guy who's opening for you just nails it without even thinking about it. Just like naturally flows out. He's like, "Whoa, amazing! Oh, you're gonna be great! Wow, that's awesome!" And I'm like, "Oh, there it is."
What'd you get? It really, because that really surprised me, because I feel like parents that aren't that loving, the thing that unlocks them a lot of the times is grandkids. So if that's not even going to do it for your parents, it's never happening.
Well, I think my parents, they're sweet in their own way, but I think my mother particularly, she relates through anxiety and fear. So I think like when I'm like, we're having a kid, my mother immediately is like, your wife is 75 years old.
You live
like, it's so expensive.
City,
I don't think, I also think my family like assumes I make $0. Like they're like, "Oh my God, you can't afford this." You know, I'm doing better than the majority of Americans, but I think they're like, "Oh Jesus Christ, we're gonna have to down payment
Your
the house."
gay little plays aren't going to be able to put this kid through college.
She saw his movie. It's got 11% of Rotten Tomatoes. She's like, he's no Norman, this guy. So, she's like, I like his tweets better. So I think it's a lot of work. Like, we have to go to New York. My mother has like a crippling fear of the city. She will not come to the city. So I think she's immediately like, am I going to have to go to fucking New York? Are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
I can't go there.
That's crazy that even a baby can't cut. I mean, I guess she's had other grandkids. So
yeah, I'm sure she's happy. I think some people just like, they don't know how to say things. It's
Yeah.
the same with show. Like my family will say this after a show. Like I'll do like the Wilbur Theater sold out, and they're like, people in our section were laughing. And I'm like, were you laughing? Or like, just say, it's so, to me, it's like, this is so easy. Just be like, you were great. Yeah. Like, how would you not say that? That's wild to not say that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking
God,
killer.
I can't believe it. The Wilbur, that.
And then I just think like, and who knows, we'll see. But I'm like, Sarah like has a baby in her stomach. I'm like licking her stomach and fucking her and being like, this piece of shit's in there. It's crazy. Like I feel like everything he does, I'll be crying like, wow. Yeah, you will. And I'm like, I've reached like the top. I'm in the top 1% of showbiz comedians. Yeah. And they're like, I don't care for it. Not showbiz, but comedy.
Comedy, of course.
Yeah, there's like 9 guys doing better than me.
Yeah.
And they're all, peers that started after me, which is hurtful, but they all started 12 years after I did, but I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's fucking great though. I mean, that is going to be fucking insane to have a kid. And getting old, like I'm like, fuck, do I want a family and shit like that?
Get a family.
And you see... You will. I mean, I just know you're going to be a great dad because you are so present and you're like in touch with yourself. You've worked on all the fucked up shit in your head.
Yeah.
That your parents. It's important to be the guy who like stops that like chain of anxiety and shit that's just been growing unchecked.
Yeah.
For generations. Like I think about all the mental illness in my family too. There's like hoarders and fucking no one knows how to say a nice word about the other anybody else and. Just people who, everyone is so passive aggressive and all that shit. And it's almost like, on one hand, you're like, damn, having a kid, like you're forcing some little cocksucker into existence who's just floating in the ether right now. Right. But on the other hand, it's like it's nice to give, by giving that kid a better life than you or anyone in your family tree ever had, you're like improving the world in that sense.
That's sweet. I mean, I hope so. I think so. I think I'll do a good job. I'll do my best.
Yeah, and then there's the possibility that just becomes like a sociopath no matter what you do. Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Some people are just bad seeds, and you're just like, oh, jeez, this sucks.
Yeah.
But that's rare.
That's rare. You don't have any criminals
that's more in other communities. That's not typically.
Yeah, I wonder what your mother's anxiety about the city is. You don't have any criminals in the family, do you?
No.
I don't think I do either. Anybody who... No. You got a couple people got deported, Eldis, but we don't have to go into that.
Yeah, deported uncle. As I've said on the show before, my grandma was arrested for a night.
She was arrested for stealing grapes, actually, his grandma.
Oh, really?
I think for like, I think it was nuts, actually.
Or nuts.
Like pistachios or something.
Nuts are expensive.
Yeah.
That's a big ticket item.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like early Joe wouldn't have let her slide.
Yeah, hopefully she learns from the lesson.
Yeah.
Well, she write an essay? Did they make her write an essay?
Yeah.
No. I think the reason she got booked is because like she just didn't know English. So when they probably said something to her, she was probably just clutching her purse with these hidden nuts and didn't know what the fuck was going on.
100%.
Yeah, she got booked for a night.
Yeah. That's all right. She's in, we'll say heaven now.
She is.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Not with that pass.
I don't think God forgave her for all that stealing. Oh, fuck. Well, all this podcasting has made me really thirsty.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I feel like my thirst was just murdered.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe?
I mean, I haven't been thirsty since I opened this can of Liquid Death Mountain Water. Natural artisan
water.
Artesian water.
It looks like a fucking tall boy of beer, but guess what? All these cans that you've seen everywhere on Zoom calls, concerts, bars, wherever, they got delicious water in them, baby. We've been sipping them all goddamn episode. This is the reason Joe's going to be a good father. He's going to be hydrated.
That's right.
He's not going to be short with his son because he has this beautiful mountain water coursing through his veins. And guess what? It's also good because, let's face it, things don't start going good, your son might not ever have air conditioning. The glaciers might melt.
Right.
But with this, death to plastic, baby.
Yeah.
Death to plastic, okay? They're infinitely recyclable, helping to bring death to plastic bottles and make sure that Joe's offspring doesn't boil in its own juices in its 30s or 40s.
Christ. My God. I could use another one of these, by the way. I might run and get another one.
We can get you another one, no problem. But yeah, plastic isn't actually recyclable. They go right to the fucking landfills. Even if you put them in the fucking, even if you're a good boy and put them in the recycling bin, doesn't mean it fucking helps you. But my favorite part, you know what? Maybe we should get you another one because we got other flavors. We got the Grim Leafer. We got Rest in Peach. We got the Armless Palmer, a nice iced tea. Fucking crushed my thirst personally. Not loaded with sugar. You know I gotta start taking care of myself, Joe. I've gotten fat as shit. I don't know if you can tell. Joe?
Yeah. I want the best for you. I need you around. I need you to take care of my son and fuck my wife if something happens to me. For God's sakes.
Yeah. I'll be around, especially because I'll be sipping on Liquid Death. It honestly is awesome water we got. And the tea is fucking incredible. I sucked off a can we had a nice Greek lunch. I made Joe try tzatziki for the first time. He liked it. It was nice. He's opening his horizons, his culinary horizons. But this shit is fucking delicious. You look like a badass big dick motherfucker swinging around this big tall boy. I'll tell you that much. And you can give it to your kids, and some dumb bitch thinks your kid is getting fucked up, and she'll be like, "You're a bad father." And be like, "It's water, you fucking meddling whore. How about you suck my dick, okay?" You could do that with this beautiful, beautiful product. Anyway, look, you want these? Go be like us. Drink these beautiful cans. You can find Liquid Death's healthy beverages on Amazon or a retailer near you. And look, like we said earlier, you get 20% off your first Liquid Death apparel purchase exclusively at liquiddeath.com. Go get you a pair of liquiddeath.com/Stavvy. liquiddeath.com/Stavvy. Exclusions may apply, but go get yourself a pair of Joe List's famous beat-off sweatpants. We've already talked about it in the beginning. They got sweatpants you can pull your cock out of real easy. That's just liquiddeath.com/Stavvy. Get you a nice fucking can of this beautiful water. I know I'm having a good time with it. How about you, Eldis? Take a nice big sip for
I
the
love
people.
this shit. I've never had water out of a can, and it's awesome.
It's the best. This is a 9-minute ad read. It really is. I'm not joking. They're not even a sponsor of mine. I order 2 cases of these every week.
Look at that.
Through it. I wear the sweatpants. I'm obsessed. I'm actually
awesome.
hurt that you have this thing. I mean, it's crazy.
Shout out to Liquid Death. We love them. And now that we're all fucking hydrated, we've got soon-to-be father, former loss prevention officer, Joseph List in the building. We're going to solve some of your questions, folks. We're going to solve your problems, answer your questions. 904-800-STAV. Call in right now. Leave a message. Joe won't be here by the time your message is heard, but we'll have somebody else. So hit us with the first question there, LD.
Hey, Stav. Hey, Eldis. I'm a huge fan of the show. So let me just get right into my question. I'll try to keep this short. And in no way do I mean this as a brag. This is just a natural consequence of being married for so long.
Okay.
My husband and I are high school sweethearts.
Nice.
We've been married for almost 15 years. And recently, my blowjob game has been really, really good.
Nice.
My husband tells me.
That's huge.
And that's just, that's just what happens after 15 years.
Not in my experience.
On the other hand, he is upset with me, with himself, because he can't get me off by going down on me. And I am just one of those girls. It takes a lot of concentration on my part. And when I'm just put on the spot like that, we aren't engaged in any other activities. It's just like, and bless his heart, it's like, oh, let me take care of you tonight, which we do for each other.
Beautiful marriage.
He's like,
I'm
I don't
jealous
need
of
to
what they
come.
have.
It's your turn. And I can't get there. and he thinks that he needs to climb this mountain, and it's like, if you haven't been able to do this after 15 years, I don't know what to tell you. But Stavvy, just help me out. What should I do? How can I let him down easy?
Damn.
Bye.
Wow. That was ups and downs.
There's a lot of ups and downs. First of all, commendable. I will say it's kind of nice that this guy, who's in a, I would say, top 10% situation, this is the opposite of every hack 80s comedian that's like, you know, my fucking dumb bitch wife won't fuck me. And even when you have a good sex life, I feel like blowjobs start to go, you know, for certain. It's just the frills are kind of taken off, or they're more of a special occasion. There's certain people who like going down on people, and other people who do it at first. And as you get comfortable, maybe it's like, look, it's not really my thing. This lady's a fucking hero, as far as I'm concerned. Continuing to suck him off and improving, that's huge.
Yeah, this is like unbelievable. That really turned me on quite a bit. I can't even.
Joe's been thinking about getting sucked off by this lady since she said that. He didn't hear he didn't hear the second half of the question.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of him not getting you to bust in 15 years, that something's off there. 15 years he's never made her come once,
but from going down on her.
I think it's from going down on her.
Yeah, so she busts from
fingers and fucks. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I think she goes.
That's what I assumed. He's feeling a little hurt that he can't perform excellently on oral like she can.
Well, and that's the other thing. It's like he just is gonna have to let this go. Then I mean, if you're in a good, if you have a good sex, like because my dick is fucked up, I actually don't come from head that easily. Although I'm on a little streak where hopefully something's changing. I've busted a few times in some mouths naturally, and it's pretty nice.
Good work, Eldis.
I don't know if something shifted with my penis or what, but anyway, I've been in relationships where I never really have, where it's actually happened where like a girl's feelings get hurt because she thinks she can't make me bust, and it's like, no, let me fuck and I'll bust, no problem. It's just the mouth ain't gonna do it for me. So as long as he's eating a little pussy, it's in the mix. You just kind of have to be like, look, you're not. Your dick is easier to deal with. Like I wonder if there's like a competition thing where he feels bad because she's gotten better at giving head and he hasn't made her bust once, and that would fuck with me. I don't think I wouldn't be on a 15-year cold streak. I'll tell you that much, lady. But I think I could make her bust or someone bust if I had 15 years of study, but maybe not. And I think he has to be less self-conscious. And I think the problem is if he hypes it up, it's gonna make it so that she will not come.
Right.
Like this has to disappear. This like competition, this like, no, I have to make you come. Like that's got to go. And he just got to eat some pussy and I would say mix it up. You know, eat some pussy, finger, fuck, eat again. You know what I mean? Like switch it up so that it's not top of mind. Like I've been eating pussy for an hour, 15 minutes. You have to come. You know? You can't. That's not gonna work with you clearly. So I think he's got to almost sneak making you come. It's got to be like a sneak pussy eating attack where it could be like you're about to bust from fingering or fucking or whatever, or a vibrator. Get a vibrator in the mix and switch off or some shit like that. It could be like, he could get a vibrator. If he really wants to make you come, you could almost do it like when, they have like the special needs manager run a touchdown in.
Yeah,
where you could get a vibrator to get you right where you're about to bust. Then at the end, he switches off and goes right at the very end.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's like he made you come.
Yeah.
You know, give him the kid give him the Down syndrome running back pussy eating treatment on senior day. You know what I mean? Like let him shoot a 3. And it goes in, everyone's like, ah! Those are some of the best viral videos out there.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I also think years ago I had some depression problems and I took Paxil, which makes it very hard to come. So I was on the other side, this ladies' side, where women would be like, you can't cut. They would cry. They'd be like, I'm sucking you off and I'm fucking you. You just don't come. And I'm like, babe, it's not you, babe. It's me. I'm on drugs. So I'm still having a good time, and yeah, just get her off other ways and eat her out for fun, for the love of the game.
For the love of the game, exactly.
Get your tongue right in there, and then fuck her. Yeah, vibrator. Who gives a shit? My wife, we're all vibrator. Like
awesome.
I fuck, she puts a vibrator on her clit, and she comes, I come, and we're living happily ever after. We got a son on the way. He can hold the vibrator.
The arm comes out.
Who gives a shit? No, don't get me wrong. We don't use the vibrator because I can't make her come.
Right.
I don't want.
I'm not some fucking loser freak.
Yeah.
Like this fucking pathetic piece of shit.
I have, but it's just easier.
Yeah.
So, it's just easier. Vibrate. And a vibrator, why? I don't like these. I don't understand these guys that are like anti-sex
It's crazy.
toy.
It's crazy.
It's like the vibrator is efficient.
It's not competition. It's part of the team.
It's like you're just won't use email. You're like, I like writing a letter and stamping it. I'm like, okay, licking the stamp. There's something there.
Yeah.
And then sending it. It's just like, okay, great. But just send a fucking email, dude.
Exactly. It's like, look, Barry Bonds, it was cool how many fucking home runs he hit on steroids. You know what I mean? Use steroids. Like a vibrator's a sexual steroid. Feel the maximum power. See someone really bust and get it in the mix. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's my advice. Switch it up a little bit. Take the element of the pressure off of it, and you might just find yourself busting. But he's going to have to work on that psychologically.
This is tough because like there's just no resentment or like pressure in her voice at all. She's like,
Exactly.
we have sex, is great. I love him. I love sucking him off. Doing a great job.
Yeah.
And it's not like she's like expecting anything back.
No,
So he really needs to just get
It's
out
all
of his
him.
own head.
Yeah, he's in his own head. Play him this call. It's on the free one. You don't have to be a Patreon subscriber to
There you
listen to
go.
this. So send him the YouTube clip of this. And, we're rooting for you. And kudos to you for continuing your education and sucking guys off, even in a decade and a half into a marriage. This woman is a hero and an example, more so than, never mind. I was going to say Rosa Parks.
Gee whiz. Come on.
How about then a firefighter?
Than a firefighter, no question. I'd rather have
I hope
more
your
of
house
these.
burns down.
Huh?
Hope your house burns down. There's nobody here to help you.
I live in an apartment. You're sentencing two other families to that. I wouldn't expect anything less from a former Sears snitch who's ruining lives.
Law and order, dog. Law and order.
Hit us with another one, Big Eldie.
Stavvy, my boy. What's up, brother? All right, so this situation, I used to be a promoter, early 20s, finally getting out, about to be 30. So top-tier pussy for past 10 years. The club pussy is definitely different, brother. Club chicks, you know how they are. Well, you get a lot of baggage with it. So, just started dating actual regular women. And, brother, I just don't know I don't know what I'm doing. I'm used to just fucking crazy, and now I'm starting to date just random normal women. And I don't know how to feel about this, brother. It's kind of fucking crazy. Just need some advice. I know I sound like a fucking dickhead, but man, like I like to go out and shit, and I've been just dating total squares. And yeah, man, just kind of wanted some advice from you guys. What do you guys think about me? I'm just a smoker, weed smoker, and a little bit of a drinker. I'm not a heavy drinker anymore. I'm definitely trying to change my life, but all these women I'm meeting that are not from the club or not at a bar, total fucking squares, and I just don't know how to handle that. So, yeah, can you help me out?
Very interesting. Former club promoter, not starting off strong.
Yeah,
Club promoter, some of the worst guys in the world.
I don't even know how to touch that. Club chick, I'm like, I'm not the wrong guy for this. I'm a good boy.
Yeah.
Club chicks.
He's basically like, what's going on? I can't solve any argument by pulling out a little bag of cocaine anymore. I can't coerce 19-year-olds lying about their age to suck me off in a bathroom by promising them ketamine. I have to actually talk about, I don't know, jobs and shit. Dude, this is what growing up is, motherfucker. Who do you want to be? Club promoter, again, atrocious guy to be. But in your 20s, it's semi-acceptable. Think about the, 45-year-old club guys or the guys that are going out with hair plugs and fucking veneer, those big fake teeth, and they got, they're on so many dick pills they can't even fucking see straight, and they're still trying to fuck like 20-year-olds. Like that kind of is your future if you stay down this path. And I think it's good for you're clearly trying to get out of this business, out of this lifestyle, and you're in a period of like, you're in a period of change. You're in a period of, transition is where I was looking for. Where, and it sounds like maybe like how did you don't want to be with those crazy club chicks, whatever you're saying essentially, but maybe you've gone a little too far. Maybe, I mean, where are you meeting these women? What do you want? You know what I mean? Like total squares. Like it doesn't sound like you need someone who's completely sober or completely. Sounds like you need somebody who's just gonna, go out for a couple drinks, regular people, has a job. You're about to be 30, you said. What do you want from your life? Do you want to keep being this guy that's chasing just getting pussy? Or do you want kind of a slightly more boring lifestyle that is more, that you can bank on a little more, that's a little more supportive emotionally, that allows you to grow and find the rest of your life, your next chapter? Because, I don't know what the fuck your job is, but if you're not promoting anymore, you probably need a regular job. So either stick in this kind, maybe people are going to be a little more boring, but they have other things to offer. Maybe they don't suck dick as well, but maybe they also have never been in a mental institution for threatening to kill themselves when their last boyfriend broke up with them. You know what I mean? Like maybe this is, there's a best of both worlds here where you can kind of transition into this. And are they boring, or do you also have nothing to talk about? Because also you're saying, these dates, if you don't have shit to say, if the way you used to relate to people was getting fucked up and, doing drugs and then fucking after the club, or you could get them in so they would, have sex with you, you get them into a cool club. Like, what are you bringing to this table? Look inward first before you call these women necessarily boring, because you might be kind of a vapid, have nothing to say motherfucker too. If you spent 10 years in the clubs and didn't work on any fucking self-reflection, any self, do you have any hobbies, any interests? Like, what are you bringing to these fucking tables? What do you do now? So think about who you really want to be and find your equivalent in women. And maybe these women aren't that boring, but also, or maybe these women are boring, but also that's kind of what dating is. You have to wade through people that aren't that great to find somebody that you like. That happens a lot,
Yeah, I'm assuming he's like just going off apps or something, and it's like, he's probably just meeting a girl, getting his dick sucked by some club chick like night of and stuff. It's like a different pace. You can't accept to be having some freaky sex with some random girl like you're going on a date with on Tinder.
Yeah, some
like
graphic designer is not going to suck you off immediately.
Yeah, you got to go through the motions a little. But at the same time, I think like if you just like keeps dating on those, like you do find out how to kind of put out those vibes where like, hey, even some graphic designers want to get choked or have some freaky ass sex or fucking do a little cocaine on Saturday night. So
absolutely. A little tootski.
Yeah. So you got to like, kind of like you just kind of learn how to like put out those vibes a little bit, and but yeah, it's just like a pacing thing.
Yeah, and you got to delay gratification here, right? That's what this is. It's like you got to wait and build up something. It's not going to be as like having an awesome time getting fucked up and fucking whoever at a club. You were never a club guy. What was your dating? You were just girlfriend guy, or what was it like?
No, it was all comedy clubs. Like after the show, I would try to be like, hey, on stage, I'd be like, I'm single and desperate, and I got a dick, that kind of stuff. And then you'd meet girl, hook up randomly, maybe at a party or something like that. But I never like went to a nightclub. It was
of course,
I don't have that.
But did you ever do any dating, like specific, just going out and like? Really
no, because I was before the apps.
Yeah,
like I've been with Sarah for 12 years, and it wasn't the apps. It was like dating match.com website thing. So I missed out on all of sucking and fucking and all that shit.
Yeah. And before Sarah, you were just kind of either in relationships or fucking off of clubs.
Just like hooking up after shows. Yeah. Fat, ugly pigs. Mostly. Yeah, no offense if you're listening. A lot of gross. But every once in a while, someone hot would sneak in there. It was exciting.
That's nice. You can live off that for a while.
But also, this guy's like, what? He's about to be 29. Like, it's not like you're old. You can still go back to the club and fuck a club chick.
You got to start getting out of the club. You got to. I think he made a decision to get out of the clubs.
Right.
And also, like, it's not old, but those 5 years will pass quick, and now
Right.
you know what I mean. Like, I think it's smarter to take a couple years and kind of dip your toes into the club, and then be like, this really isn't for me, and spend more time out with regular people. And I think it's smart. I think he's smart to kind of get a hold on the next chapter of his life, because club promoters really are fucking dickheads most of the time. Let's be honest, they're fucking weird. It's like, it's the guys that like run. It's like, comedy club owners, but for like partying. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're it sounds like you got your eye on the prize, and I think you'll figure it out. Eldis, how are you putting out those vibes to let these girls know that you're down to get sucked off?
I don't know. It was like an intuitive thing. I don't even know like what it was specifically. I just remember like
there was a change
in my dark stretches on the apps. I was trying to be like funny or just some novelty to like. I remember at one point I had like a bunch of pics with dogs in every picture, which is just like so corny and shit.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I think like I started a sober year. That was just a productive time for me, and I was like, I just want to be like more selfish with my time, and it's when I like changed my mindset on what a date was like too. It's like you're not gonna fuck on the first date, probably.
Right.
So it's like it was just like kind of go out on these dates, make it a 1 drink, 2 drink thing for the first couple dates.
Get
no
to know
Friday,
'em.
Saturday night like first dates or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just be like. Set up these dates so you're not bored. Don't like go to dinner and shit on the first date.
Right.
Like, just make it like, okay, I'm gonna make this a 1-2 hours tops kind of thing on a Wednesday night. And
I like that.
Be like, selfish with your time.
Build
and
it
don't
up.
expect anything from it. And then, worst case scenario, you're like out like a couple hours and out like $50 on a couple beers instead of like dropping a stupid amount on like a dinner with some bitch who's like bored as fuck.
Yeah. That's already thinking about who she's gonna text after this.
Yeah.
Who she's gonna suck off with the creme brulee you bought still on her lips.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting advice. All right, let's get another one going, big dog.
Stavvy, bro, I need some fucking help, dude.
Okay,
I got
buddy.
road rage like no other lately.
Oh, yeah.
Rage.
It was safer when I was drinking and driving, dude.
Hilarious.
I've been sober for like a year now.
Okay.
It's not a fucking brag, dude. I was an alcoholic. We got a DUI.
We weren't
Like, I
accusing you of
crossed the
bragging.
line. I had to quit. I had no fucking choice. Anyways, dude, you cut me off now, and just picture every fucking redneck white guy from Florida on Facebook threatening to shoot someone in the face in traffic. Dude, that's me.
What?
I don't know how the fuck to get over it, but like, I just want to drive fast. Love you. See you in October in fucking Detroit if I'm still alive or not in fucking jail again, bro.
Wow.
This guy
This
rules
guy-
and he's out of his mind.
Yeah.
I do love this guy, but man.
I think he'd be a great fit at Sears loss prevention. If you know what I mean. This is our kind of guy. This is who we're looking for. Get him in there. A nice teenage kid steals a pair of earrings for his girl. What the fuck? Sick this motherfucker on.
Oh, fuck, dude.
I mean, if I may, just real
Please.
quick, my advice, just from reading the transcript and listening to this, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to be this guy. Get yourself to an AA meeting. You're not well. I mean, it sounds like you're newly sober. You obviously have some serious problems.
Absolutely.
Go for your drinking. Stay for your thinking, as we say, because you got some mental problem. This guy wants to. What did he say?
Anger
Threatening
problem.
to shoot someone in the face in traffic? Which, by the way, that's a day. I don't know if you have a gun in your car, but many people do.
Yeah.
You start threatening to shoot somebody in traffic, they're going to shoot you.
Yeah. No, this is ridiculous. That's a great point. It's like you are sober now, but you have but maybe the toll that's taking is the rest of your like vices are because all your energy is to not drink, your anger is now out of control, which sounds like you have a serious anger problem. And, there's no way to get around this without therapy or AA or both, maybe. But yeah, that's really what it is, bro. There is no way to we could tell you to fucking meditate and maybe get some of that energy out and fucking go box or something like that so you're tuckered out and you're kind of doing something violent also. But this is a psychological thing at its root. And especially with the new sobriety, that's a very tough time in somebody's life. So go somewhere, talk to someone, AA, therapy, both. maybe train in fighting to get it out in a like better way. Well, and as you control yourself, you're kind of doing something physical to get it out there. But yeah, dude, I think that's really it. You got to work on yourself, and you should, you know, even though you were forced into stopping to drink because you got a fucking DUI, it still is impressive to be. That is an accomplishment, no matter how it got kicked off. So take some pride in that, but also you gotta stop doing shit like that. You cannot. Joe is right. That shit is literally dangerous to you and to other people. And yeah, you just gotta fucking take care of it, brother. So,
let go and let God.
Let go and let God. Go to AA, go to fucking therapy. But you know, I'll see you in October. You gotta at least make it to October so you come to the show. After that, you know, do whatever you want.
Hey, I'm also in Detroit in October.
Oh, hopefully the same week. That'd be awesome.
21st or something like that.
Fuck, pull it up. Stavvy.biz. Eldis, let's see. Now I want to know if me and my buddy Joe are going to be.
I'm there October something, right before the baby. I'm scared.
Ooh, right before the baby.
When am I there?
I'm in Detroit 10/20.
Oh, that's me.
The Fillmore.
Yeah, I'm there. Oh my God, we can hang.
Oh, this is fucking awesome.
This is big. I'm there
This is
October 19, 2021.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Last gig before the baby.
Look at that.
Oh, God.
This is perfect.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's great. You'll take away from me hitting my bonuses. That's great. They'll all be at your show. My baby will be starving. It's fantastic.
Only one show in Detroit. Go see Joe. Go see us
Come a
both,
day
guys.
early, yeah.
Yeah, I might just see you.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Go buy tickets to Joe List on the 19th or the 21st.
Yeah, yeah.
And then come
Or
come
the
see us
20th
both.
even. You might want to see
You know
me
what?
in
Or the 20th. He's having a kid. Go there.
Fuck stuff.
Fuck me. Go buy tickets to see Joe.
He's got his Patreon that I'm on.
And we're ever grateful for you. Hit us with another one, Eldis. Let's solve these motherfuckers' problems, buddy. Oh, fuck.
The transcript is funny.
I
Hey,
know.
One time.
long time listener here in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
And I've got a little bit of an issue I'm a little concerned about. I have a wife and a son, and our neighbors moved in, and they're lesbians, which I don't have a problem with. I'm not worried about
That's
any of that
weird
at all.
to even say
The
that.
problem is, I travel a lot for work, and I'm gone 2 nights, 3 nights a week sometimes. And it seems like over the past 2 months, whenever I've been gone, the neighbor bakes something for my wife. Some sort of banana bread, whatever, blah, 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 thing like that. But never when I'm here, only when I'm gone. We talk to our neighbors and stuff like that. And then that wasn't a big deal. But then I found out that the girlfriend of this lesbian used to be straight. She was converted.
Converted.
And now my wife's hot as fuck. I am, I'm just wondering if I'm going to have to fight this bitch. Like, listen, I know that my wife's straight. I'm a big, fat, hairy dude. I'm fucking stavvied out, okay? My wife's been with me for 10 years. There's both balls in the mouth, all right? She likes dick. But I'm wondering if this lady's trying to, cramp on while I'm gone here. Never comes over or anything like that when I'm here, but then she's hanging out with my wife. I need some advice. I'm sorry this was long-winded. But I'm just wondering if I'm going to have to, fight this. I'm going to fight this bitch, dude. For real.
I have some thoughts on this.
Yeah, please, Joe. Please.
Perhaps the lady's not coming over because she's picking up on your clear homophobia. Is it possible that she's getting the vibe?
Yeah, I did.
That you don't trust lesbians and gays in general? So she's like, let me avoid this.
Let me avoid this guy. His wife seems pleasant. She's lonely. He was gone all the time. I'll go be a good neighbor.
Yeah. But I'll just avoid him because
Yeah,
obviously
his
he doesn't
wife
approve of
used
my lifestyle.
Yeah, her wife used to be straight till she got converted. What the fuck you think happened? She fucking shot her with a dike ray and just turned her? Or maybe do you think sexuality is fluid and she found somebody she wanted to be with for the rest of her life?
Oh,
yeah,
that's
dude.
great.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're fucking. How about try and be a little more accepting from the very beginning. I don't have a problem with that. No one who says that, no one who's ever said a marginalized community and then followed up with, not that that's a big deal to me, it's always some kind of deal to them. So yeah, dude, why don't you try being a better neighbor and not putting up these weird, whoa, this bitch is trying to fuck my, like, if this lady, right, if they were a straight couple and the lady was like coming over and baking and making friends with your wife, you wouldn't be worried, right? Let's say it was a straight couple with the lady was bi or something. You probably wouldn't be as worried. I think it's the fact that they're lesbians and you've already done this research. How do you even come up with this research that she used to be straight? How does that even come up to you? How did you even find that out? And also, what does used to be straight mean? Maybe she was bi her whole life. Maybe she was a fucking closeted lesbian in a bunch of bad relationships. I've had people in my life who dated men and were like, look back on it and are like, I was gay the whole time. It was a fucking huge mistake. So your perspective's all fucked up here. And I think what you should do is just try and be a better neighbor. Say, hey, that was really thoughtful. Thanks for baking my wife something while I'm out at work for weeks at a time, which, by the way, that can put a strain on a relationship and someone can get lonely. So you could just be like, hey, that was really nice. Let me do something for you. Or invite them over, have a little barbecue, do something neighborly and actually get to know these people. And these women will stop being like these gay caricatures in your mind that are trying to steal your girl, and they'll start becoming full, real people. And you might become friends with them, or you might actually pick up on a vibe. Maybe, there's a 1 in 10 chance this guy's right. You know what I mean? That is, I guess, maybe a little lower than 1 in 10, but there's some chance. And look, here's the other thing. Maybe it's just they're adults that are friends, and yeah, maybe she finds your wife attractive, but she's in a fucking committed relationship.
Exactly.
Do you know that these people are in like a swing where these aren't gay men we're talking about? These are lesbians. Yeah, these are lesbians. They barely fuck, famously. So are they in a committed relationship? Are they if they're swingers, then maybe you have some, but it's like they might just be people that like each other, and maybe, yes, in a different life, maybe they would have tried to fuck your wife, but these are, they're married. And here's the other thing. If you're worried about this, let's take a look inward. I always like to do this with these calls, right? You're gone all the time. You're a big, fat, hairy piece of shit. Your wife is hot as shit. Are you really worried about this lesbian stealing your girl? Are you realizing, hey, maybe I'm taking her a little for granted, and I have put myself in a position where maybe my wife is there. She could be seduced. She feels lonely because I'm always gone. She's hot. I've gotten fatter my whole life, right? Like, maybe there's a little bit of an opportunity to look inward and strengthen your relationship here, and that this worry is mostly insecurity on your part for maybe not being as good a husband as you should be, and homophobia, like Joe said at the very beginning. So that's mostly what's going on here, and I think the way you combat it is be honest with yourself about how secure you feel in your relationship, and maybe take steps to improve yourself and your relationship, and get to know these people as human beings and your neighbors, because right now it sounds like they're being nice to your wife from our perspective.
Right.
It sounds like they're being good neighbors and that you're coloring things, and I don't trust you. I don't trust your series of events. I don't know that this is how it went down. You know what I mean? So anyway, buddy, I'm always rooting for a fat guy with a hot wife. That's my community. I love that I love seeing myself represented, what I want represented, but you got a little work to do here, pal.
Also, by the way, where's your wife's accountability? She's a straight person. She's married to you.
Right.
You have a little trust that your wife's not going to fuck the neighbor.
Yeah.
And be grateful that it's not a hot dude.
Right.
A hot, straight dude that's like,
a good
hey.
point. Who bakes and has time off. You know what I mean? Like,
your wife's not into the lady, so what difference
that's
does it make?
An even better point. Yeah, it's another great point. All of this is, I think, because he's realizing he's a piece of shit and has made himself vulnerable to having his wife stolen.
Yeah, just keep your enemies close. Invite them over. Put on a friendly smile to get their guard down.
Right.
Be friendly and use that as a tactic to get more research on them and really see if they are trying to steal your wife.
Yeah.
And I think you'll be okay.
Yeah. Either what me and Joe just spent 8 minutes painstakingly explaining to you, or what Eldis said.
Yeah.
Take your pick.
Either way, or fight the bitch. As
I
you
don't
said.
give a. Yeah, that's the other thing.
Fuck her
We
up.
haven't even talked about the twice he's alluded to the fact that he was like, "Am I gonna have to fight a woman?"
Yeah.
He's
Oh
itching.
no, I'd hate to do that. The fact that the only thing you thought about was violence against a woman because you travel all the time and someone is being nice to your wife there's some issues there, bucko. All right, let's get another one going, little LD. Got some good questions this episode. I'm feeling really good for the lives we're changing.
Hi, Stavvy. This is Jasmine. Love the pod, love the comedy.
Great name.
I just wanted to get some advice from you on my husband. I love him very much. He treats me like a queen, and I'm not going anywhere. But he struggles with some serious PTSD, and it affects his quality of life, my quality of life, and our relationship. And I really want him to go do some therapy, but he's kind of old school and says that men, shouldn't sit there and talk about their problems to strangers. So, Stavvy, my question to you is, what can I do, and how do I get my husband to go to therapy? Love ya.
I would say what I would do is I would get a lot of fireworks, and I would get a lot of I would YouTube a lot of Islamic chanting, and I would right when he's settling in to watch an episode of Yellowstone, I would throw a bunch of poppers on the ground, and I would start playing on a lecture that's like and then you're like, go to fucking therapy, motherfucker. Go to fucking therapy. They're coming back. Go to fucking therapy. The Al-Qaeda's coming back unless you go to fucking therapy. That's what I would do personally. Let off a Roman candle.
But in all seriousness, Muslims are dangerous. That's a joke.
Yeah. Cut that part. At least the motherfucker wants to be on the free one. Let him be on the free one.
First of all, Jasmine sounds hot.
I love Jasmine. Sounds great.
Wow, great voice.
Great wife.
It's always shocking to me because I've been talking very openly about going to therapy for years and years, and people would write to me and be like, "It's great that you talk about it." And I always thought it was weird. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, what? It's therapy. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But there's people that really are out there.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
are
that's
like,
a little bit of our New York City bubble too.
I guess
in our
so.
showbiz bubble, because I do think there's a huge stigma still, and I think it's stupid.
You got me one of these? While you're
Get a fresh liquid death for our boy.
fresh LD. Yeah, just a regular water.
Regular water for our guy. There's definitely still a stigma, but I also think my thought process, there's got to be like groups for vets, right? Like or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's not a veteran. I just saw PTSD, and I thought he could also just be from. Also. But I guess it's possible that he's from just like a abusive home. Like a lot of people have.
That's true.
PTSD from other shit, but I think this is tough, right? Because I have really preached therapy to my family, and it's actually helped us out a lot. And the only one who won't go, obviously, is my father, who's the one who needs it the most. But I've gotten my brothers to go to it. I think, and it's tough because he says men shouldn't go. Because I was going to say, maybe you go and show how it's helped. Because that's what helped me convince people in my life to go, is that there were tangible improvements. They knew that I was doing better. And I could show that to them. And I could be like, hey, this has helped me in X ways. You should go to help. It could possibly help you in these ways. But he's a bit of a tough nut to crack here. I would research, if anything, if he is a vet, I think there's specific outreach groups for vets where they have like, it's not one-on-one, it's like group therapy sessions, a little bit like AA, what AA is sort of like, I would assume. Support groups, I guess, is kind of the way to put it. But even that, a guy like this would probably call gay. But and that's to convince him to go into that. It's just like, I think the other thing that's a reasonable thing here is that he clearly, loves you. You guys have a good relationship. And I think all you can do is kind of hammer home how this is important to you, right? Like that he is doing this not for himself, but for you, because it affects your relationship. It would help you out. You're stressed out in a number of ways, and that you would really appreciate it. And, if he really does treat you like a queen, like you're saying, and you're very committed to him, I think you could say this would really help me feel better. And you could, there could be other reasons for it. Maybe you grew up with people that had behave this way. Maybe that triggers you in certain ways. So I think, or getting friends involved. I don't know if he has more open-minded friends or if his friends are all kind of the same way. But that's kind of the things I would look for, is kind of look at things that are maybe a more acceptable entry point, like just talk, groups of guys with like-minded experiences, and then just be honest about how it would make you feel so much better, and that maybe if he treats you like a queen, you're like, this would mean so much more to me than like giving me money to get my nails done or getting flowers. It's like, please skip one of those or whatever pampering, and please go to therapy. It would mean so much to me. I think that you might be able to do something there, but it's very tough. I understand that some people just have an aversion to it, but
the support group therapy thing is a good idea, just because that is people who did live through like the same experience and are dealing with the same kind of shit. Have you guys seen that show on Showtime called Couples Therapy?
No.
It's pretty cool. It's like just a therapist in New York, and there's like 3 seasons of it out so far, I think, but it really is just like a bunch of different couples like going to these couples therapy sessions, and it's like a pretty good like representation in media of like, what therapy is actually like and should be like, and it's not like overly dramatized or anything. It just shows like people searching through it, maybe showing him something like that just to see like, help dispel what he thinks therapy is in his mind, and seeing like, different men in a relationship or something, like being vulnerable and actually like using therapy, and they're all like different. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Show him The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Joe, this is worse than the cop thing, Joe's opinion on The Sopranos. We can't even I won't even look at him right now.
I love cops and I hate The Sopranos.
Oh my God, let's get into it.
No, we can't.
No,
we really can't.
Too many places.
He's just, that is, those back-to-back are 2 of the worst opinions I've ever heard in my life. If you had to pick 2 opinions.
Cops are good, Sopranos bad. I don't get it. Why is that so crazy? One's underrated, one's overrated.
Cops are underrated. Awesome take.
Your point about this is great. I just want to reiterate, it does not work to help people to say, do this for you, because they are in their own. They go, I don't need this.
it.
You have to say, do it for me, for us.
Yeah.
You're going to lose me
Yeah.
if you don't do it. That gets through to people more.
Absolutely.
They don't understand the idea of like, you'll feel better. They're like, I don't want to feel better.
I like how I
You
feel.
have to say, yeah, exactly. You have to say, I will feel better. Do this for us.
Yeah. So good luck, Jazz. We're rooting for you. We're rooting for your guy.
This one has suspected spam on it. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Is there a child screaming in the other room?
Messed up, but I said, me and my girl, we've been good 5 years or so. She's got my password. I don't have hers. I never asked for them. Anyway, I took her phone from her while she was on it, acting all sus, and started going through it. Seen a bunch of deleted messages to somebody just told me I didn't have to worry about, and then I kind of flipped out. Human nature, but then I let the phone go, blank, so I couldn't get back in. But I seen what I needed to see. It was nothing crazy, but the fact that she's deleting these messages on me, and now she's turning it against me like I'm the bad guy. She hasn't spoken to me in 3 weeks. No talk, no text. I'm blocked. What do I do? Do I give up? I mean, I love this broad, but I can't get any communication. Like I said, she made me feel like the asshole here when she's hiding shit. What do I do, baby? Let me know.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good, brother. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like there's any good solution here.
But doesn't it feel like if you really love her, you got to respect her desire to not hear from you?
Yes, for sure. But let's just go through the facts a little bit because this guy, a little mumbly, couldn't really hear it. Relationship for 5 years. 5 years or so, things were going well. She has his passwords. She can get into his shit.
Right.
And then he took her, taking her phone from her and looking at stuff, that's a weird move. I mean, you just, I get it if you're feeling self-conscious, whatever, but looking through a phone is that's a weird move. I'm sorry. And I get it. You saw something suspect. The thing is, nothing good is coming of this, right? You did overstepped what you should have done. And maybe it's kind of like how, an illegal search is inadmissible in court. You know what I mean? It's like,
which is bullshit. Got to change that law. Keep going.
Eldis, thanks for leaving and only coming back to cough for 15 straight seconds. So, yeah, basically, if she did something wrong, which it sounds like she's got some deleted messages, to me, it sounds like shit is fucking weird here because if you just looked at her stuff and nothing bad was happening and she wasn't really hiding or she was hiding something a little bit, whatever, this would be an argument and you guys would probably get over it in a week and you'd have to apologize for going through her phone and you could be like, hey, don't you think it's kind of weird? You have my passwords, I don't have yours, and maybe you guys could figure that out. But the fact that she's taking it this hard, or she either is so annoyed at you looking through her phone that it's a deal breaker, or she was doing something fucked up and she's taking this as an opportunity to kind of flip the tables on you and be like, you look through all my shit, I never want to see you again, whereas she's been cheating on you or was preparing to cheat on you, and this is kind of like her way out. Either way, unless you're ready for some bad news about why she's not talking to you for this long, shit seems kind of bad, dude. I mean, if you saw something suspect, but you said it was nothing crazy, but she's behaving this way, it's weird. I mean, 5 years is such a long time that I think it does merit another conversation. I think it would be bizarre for a relationship of 5 years to end this way, but I don't know. It's kind of strange. If she won't make any contact with you and you've tried, it's a dick move on her part to possibly be cheating on you and then also just cut you off like this. But I also want to know and then I kind of flipped out mean. Did you get violent? Did you break shit? Maybe we don't even have the full story here and it's not about somebody going through a phone. It's about a minor misunderstanding that turned into a fucking huge anger issue where you broke shit, you called her a cunt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Accused her of shit that didn't happen. So you said human nature, but what is human nature to you and what is human nature to some people? That's another possibility. Did you get abusive? Did you get over the top? Because then you might have just fucked up the relationship and she might, she's well within her rights to be like, I didn't like the way you behaved, even if she did nothing wrong. But those are really your two options. Is either you fucked up so bad and accused her of nothing and reacted in a way that was so detrimental that she needs a long break from you and maybe wants to end the relationship, or she is taking this as an opportunity to just be like, well, I was cheating on him anyway, so fuck this guy.
Yeah.
And either one of those is bad. But if it is you fucking up, there is a possibility for you to come back from that. You just have to be very honest with yourself and realize that that's what you did and not dismiss it flippantly as saying it's human nature. But it's not a good situation, brother. I'm sorry to say, at least from the information we have.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't sound good. Well, people, if someone just has blocked you on everything, they're either crazy or you fucked up really bad.
Yeah.
But the fact that you were together for 5 years makes me think she's not crazy. And I am very suspicious. It seems like somebody's manipulating somebody.
Yeah.
But it's very, I kind of flipped out.
And then he says human nature.
Human nature, you flip out, and now she's blocked me on all things.
Yeah,
That seems like maybe he smashed some shit. And she was like, this guy's crazy.
Exactly. Especially if she didn't do anything wrong, right? If you just saw a weird, whatever. Anyway, It's tough. I don't know. We don't have enough information here about what was in those messages, who they were deleted messages to, what the other context was, and what you flipping out meant. But that's the way I read it with what the information we're given. We're rooting for you. Hopefully, you know, maybe she's calmed down. Maybe she's like, you know, let some time pass and she can talk to you. Or maybe the relationship is done. It would feel a little strange for 5 years to end that way, but either what you did was real bad or either she was acting actually sus. So it's not good either way. All right, what about one to send us off with a fun one, Eldis? You got anything?
Sure.
Got anything nice for us?
Sorry, I did actually leave to close the window because I was picking up noise, but I shoved a few fries in my mouth. So that's what the
hell
choking
yeah.
was.
But
I left for a real reason.
I'm happy to know there's fries out there.
There's still fries out, baby. All right, let's get one to play us off.
Hey, Stavvy, I need some advice. I'm a 28-year-old woman, relatively attractive, married. I have the husband, the house, the sports car, decent job, no kids, but I have no girlfriend. All my friends are my husband's friends. We all get along great. We all meet up all the time. But when they bring their girlfriends around, they usually don't like me. When I ask the guys, they usually say it's not me, it's them, not to worry about it. But I have to be the problem, right? How can I be a better person? And how can I be more likable? Am I just a bitch? Am I intimidating? Am I doomed to be friendless? Thanks, Stavvy. Love the show.
Wow, okay, interesting.
Well, this is nature.
Yeah.
I mean, most women have very few women friends. Women are bad people. They hate each other. I mean, one of my favorite jokes of all time on Family Guy, when they did one of the Star Wars ones, and they say, "This is whoever. She's the only woman in the whole galaxy," and she goes, "I don't like her." It's like a great. I mean, there's so many women don't have friends. Elaine Bennis, you're a man's woman. You hate other women and they hate you.
Right.
It's very natural. Sarah, I feel like, has more guy friends than girlfriend. Most women I know have more guy friends. Men are better. It's not you. Who says you need female friends? Suck off your fucking your husband's friends. The way I like Sarah to do. And just be cool. Why do you need a female friend?
The Sopranos and women are bad. Joe List.
No, I love women. I have many female friends. Sarah's upset about it. I have several female friends and I love women. But many women don't get along great with women. Well, this is standard.
I think there is a lot going on here, right? Because she's young. She's got a great setup, right? And she clearly doesn't have. I will say that there's twofold things. There's what you're talking about, which happens to some subset of women. But
all
there's
women.
I know, like we keep mentioning her, but the person who used to live in this room, our pal Christina, she's had girlfriends her whole life. She's the rare both guys gal, and she has a ton of girlfriends. She's just a very friendly person, though. That's actually what's going on there. She's the best. But also, it's hard. It's also an age thing when it's like, I feel like at 28, when you're kind of entrenched, you have a nice house, you guys are married, you're maybe not as social as you used to be. It's hard to make friends as an adult. Like, that's just a hard thing in general.
Yeah.
Like, we have a very social job where a lot of downtime is just hanging out.
Right.
So we do pick up more friends than I think the average person. Because like, we're just in a bar or a restaurant hanging out before doing spots, and it's like, oh yeah, and if you hit it off with someone on a lineup, we'll be friends, we'll hang out, we have the same schedule. But if you just have a regular job, it's kind of tough. Now, not being integrated into the girlfriends group, that is what gives me a little pause about, she has some self-awareness here, where she's like, am I the problem? Because it's possible she is. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, now, intimidating, that's the highlighted word for me. That's the first time where, it's like, are you intimidating? Is intimidating a euphemism for bitch? Because that happens a lot. A lot of people that say I'm just intimidating are either an asshole or a bitch, or some combination of both. But you sound like that's not you.
Yes, she sounds nice and self-aware. And she's in the other group. well, all my friends are my husband's friends. We all get along great. We all meet up all the time. When they bring their girlfriends, they don't usually like me. So the girlfriends are the outsiders. They hate her because she's in with the dudes.
She's hanging with the dudes.
She penetrated the dude group. They don't like her because all the husbands come home and they say to their wives, oh, Pete's wife is the best.
Awesome.
She's like one of us.
She
likes football. And they go, that fucking cunt. She doesn't like football. She's pretending to like football because she wants to fuck my man. Or whatever bullshit. That's why. She's in the guy group.
That's possible, but she says, "How can I be a better person, and how can I be more likable? Or am I just a bitch? Am I intimidating? And am I doomed to be friendless?"
She does seem like friendly and self-aware enough. I do get like a little something in her voice.
A little of that alpha female girl boss.
Maybe she's just a little too frank or something. In friendly conversation.
But again, she's hanging out with a dude. She's probably like, "Shut up, bitch!"
Right.
And then they're like,
ball busted.
She's like, "You got fat tits, you fucking cunt." And then they're like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
And maybe those girls are dumb bitches too.
It's possible.
I would say to her, like, if she even, well, first ask yourself, like, do you even care about being friends with them?
With these women, right?
Yeah.
Because just because you don't fit into this group doesn't mean you're doomed to be friendless, right? What is your track record though, right? Let's not base it off these women. Let's see. Do you have, we've mentioned it a couple times. We've been friends since we were fucking in preschool, in kindergarten, right? I have friends that I've known 25 plus years. I have friends from pretty much every stage of my life, really, where it's like someone stuck around from elementary school, high school, college, early comedy, moving to New York. It's like there's people I can say from every aspect of my life that I've, built this friend group. Do you have those friends? Like, when did this start becoming an issue, right? Do you have friends from childhood, from adolescence, from college, from starting your job? Have you never had any girlfriends in that situation? Because if that's the case, then there is something about you, right? Like, that there is something to see. But if you have girlfriends who maybe just live back home, you don't get to see them as much, or life gets they're just in different places, schedules don't match up, and you have friends that you like to see but you just can't, and you're just looking for a group of friends in your hometown, now settling into your new married life, all that stuff. Like, is it making friends an adult problem, or is it something that has plagued you your whole life? And if it's your whole life, then yeah, you have to do a little more introspection and think about that. We don't know enough about you to say what that is. Eldis posited a guess. Maybe you're a little too frank. Maybe you don't try and be nice. Maybe you're just ball busty like one of the guys. That's possible. But just a guess. We're just a shot in the dark. Do you want to if these aren't the girls you want to make friends with, who do you want to make friends with, right? Someone we answered the question about dating and how that club promoter has to wade through a bunch of boring stuff. Making friends as an adult is kind of like dating, where you might have to go to, have a lunch with a coworker just to see if you hit it off, or go to an event where, what are you into? Are you into certain kind of cinema? Like, if you want to be a film nerd, go to a rescreening of a classic movie at a cool movie theater. Are you an art person? Go to a, some kind of event at a museum. You're going to have to kind of try and make friends where the kind of people you want to be friends with are. And just be more open-minded and friendlier, and maybe just chat people up. As a nice, cute woman, you have the ability to have friendly conversations in a way that a fat, balding man, it might be harder to have just a innocent conversation. So those, that's kind of it. It's good that you're asking these questions. I would say think about them historically, and if you've never had girlfriends your whole life, anything, then maybe there is something to you. If you have, then maybe it's just this group. But
I'd also say, if she cares about this group, just start a group thread with the girls and propose a fucking girls hanger or not. And that's how you really know, even if they don't like you, there's still that social pressure to say yes for the good of the greater community.
Right.
And you can just feel them out that way.
Sure.
And even if they say no the first time, try it a couple times. If they just constantly come up with bullshit,
yeah,
maybe they don't like your ass.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But make the effort to actually hang out with them and feel them out. hear them complain about their boyfriends, whatever girls do when they get together.
Whatever bullshit. Whatever gay bullshit. It's not taking mushrooms and watching Tenet. I'll tell you that much. Which is what me and the fellas did on Christmas Eve last year. Or 2 years ago.
I'm just saying, I just want to make sure you don't beat yourself up because this is a very natural problem. Every woman I know is like, I don't have enough lady friends. So this is, I just don't want someone beating themselves up because it's like when I go to therapy, I'm like, I hate the dentist. I'm freaking out. I don't want to go. And he's like, everybody hates the dentist.
Right.
What are you talking about? They all hate it. So women, this is a common, I don't say, I'm joking a little bit. This is very common for women. I just don't want you to sit there going, am I a bitch?
Well, but she does want, it sounds like she wants friends though. So you don't want to beat yourself up, but you also want to figure out how to make friends, I think.
Don't be such a cunt, but I'm saying a lot of people have this problem.
Yes, it is definitely a common problem. I think with age, it's harder to definitely make friends that you click with. But you sound great to us, but then again, you're a guy's gal, so that's not what you're looking for. You want girls to like you. But I think you're going to figure it out. Thank you to everybody who listened. 904-800-STAV. Call in. Thank you to Liquid Death, our first sponsors here at Stavvy's World. And, of course, thank you to Joe List, one of the best in the biz. Hilarious. Go watch his special. Subscribe to his YouTube. Go see him in Detroit, and you might catch me and see me and him having breakfast at a diner. And please be brief when you say hello. Don't milk it. We're happy to see you too, but we're just two friends having a nice time.
I just remember last time we were together in public, a guy came up and was like, "Do you work for Stavros?"
Yeah, that was brutal.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Thanks, guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Love ya.